Hello and welcome back to the Acupuncture Storytime podcast. I am your host. My name is Daniel Rose, and today we will be going into another story of successful treatment in the clinic with Chinese medicine, and hopefully it is helpful to listeners. So this is going to be a little similar to the first podcast, if you listen to that, in the sense that this case is also a case of misdiagnosis, that somebody has a deficiency condition and it's treated as an excess condition and gets worse. So let's stick with the theme and find out what happens. So the patient was a 30-year-old woman who was pregnant and around 25 weeks pregnant. And her issue was diarrhea, a severe diarrhea, which you really don't want when you're pregnant. You're losing nutrients, you're getting weaker, it's dangerous. And I asked her, what's the story? What happened? And she said, well, I went away to a luxury resort in Greece for the Jewish holiday of Passover. I went to this Passover resort and they were supposed to have amazing food and chefs. And it turned out they had very little food at all. And I was stuck there for this 8-day holiday. And I was not able to find kosher for Passover food in this foreign country of Greece. And so I lived for the full 8 days on matzah, which, if you don't know, is a type of thin cracker, and hard-boiled eggs, and maybe some lettuce. And even if I did not have some sort of medical degree, I would know that is not a good diet for a pregnant woman. So that's clearly going to be a contributing factor to this illness. I said, go on. And she said, then, about day 6 or 7, I started developing diarrhea. The other thing that was going on is it was a very hilly location, and she had another kid in a stroller that she was pushing up and down these hills and exhausting herself the whole time. So this was the luxury hotel from hell. It was terrible. So she got on the plane to come back to America, and she went to her primary care physician, who said, it sounds like you got a bacterial infection in a foreign country from the water, from the whatever. It's common. Our immune system isn't used to the bacteria over there. I'll give you a antibiotic and that'll clear it up. So she started taking the antibiotic, and within 2 days it was getting much worse. So then she came to our clinic. So right off the bat there, just like the last time, I'm thinking, if this is a case of excess or deficiency, and if you look at her, she's a very low appetite. She's not vomiting. She doesn't have a fever, but she's pale, she's drawn, low appetite, having this diarrhea. Seems like a case of deficiency, weakness. So when it comes to diarrhea, it could come from a bacterial toxin, something coming in, either like what we call like a heat toxin or a damp heat toxin, and there's antibacterial, antiviral treatments that can help with these kind of bouts of diarrhea. But you can also get diarrhea from deficiency, which is when the body is really exhausted and not getting proper nutrition, and a person's digestive system is so weak that it can't process the foods and it can't form it into a nice stool like it's supposed to, and it all just kind of slides out of a person. And that's what we were dealing with here. It wasn't that she had a bacterial infection necessarily. It was that her digestive system was completely shot from being exhausted, not having nutrition, and walking up and down these hills, and the emotional stress of all of that. So when she had a antibiotic, it actually made it worse, because everyone knows antibiotics are hard on the stomach. They mess with the gut microbiome. You take them too long, you get stomach aches. And so that just further exacerbated the problem. So fortunately, we have Chinese medicine solutions for this. I gave her a herbal formula called Shen Ling Baijusan. So that formula strengthens and kind of rebuilds the digestive system and also firms up the stool. It's very specific for this. It's like a combination of herbs that's very specific for this kind of condition of diarrhea due to exhaustion and weakness. I gave it to her in a form of granules from the company KPC Granules, 5 grams mixed in hot water and drink twice a day. I gave her one acupuncture treatment, things like spleen 9, LI11, stomach 36, stomach 43, that's all. And after 4 or 5 days, she called me and she was just like, yep, the diarrhea is all gone. I have an appetite again. I can eat. I'm regaining weight. She lost like 10 pounds over this, which is terrifying when you're pregnant. And she's like, I'm regaining weight and, thank you so much. And I said, okay, finish out the last 5 days of that medicine. And then, if you have anything else, you can ask me. And she didn't. That was it. So simple case and shows the power of correct diagnosis with the tools of Chinese medicine. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed this acupuncture story time.